he sees a lot of like himself in you and stuff. You know, he really likes you and he appreciates you. And for John to say that's a massive thing because he's got major trust issues and he's got all his own personal stuff he's dealing with. You know what I mean?
I love John. He's really, it feels like, as you know, a couple of people have really grown on me in the last couple of weeks. The people I was close to are growing further and further apart. Like I sat on the step with Kiva after everybody went to bed an hour ago. I had nothing to say to her. Absolutely nothing.
Do you think maybe that's partly to do with like she was up for eviction on, you know, yesterday, and maybe she was like, you know, it brought a lot of sort of reality to her. My goodness, I've got to leave, and maybe she's thinking like, man, I've done it and said a whole bunch of stuff in here that like maybe, you know what I mean, has sort of shafting me a little bit in the outside world because. You know what I mean? Like when I met her and like I was in a small group and she was like, I'm really in love with with this guy and you know, I'd marry him and all this sort of stuff. And she's obviously
said all that since she's been here.
Yeah. I'm just wondering whether she's got a little bit fearful that maybe she's said and done stuff that like, you know, she regrets a little bit, you know, and then being up for the public vote was like, my goodness me, I may have to leave and I've got to face that. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whatever that is. I don't know. I mean, I'm not judging her at all. I'm just wondering whether maybe that's a little bit of...
I don't know if you would... Yeah, I don't know if you would be wrong on that, to be honest, because I do feel like she's pushing me away slightly.
And I don't even know what she's done, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But
she hasn't really done anything, but I think she understands that there are ways that our relationship could have been portrayed. And our relationship's nothing, it's friendship. But there are ways it could have been portrayed to put both of us in a bad light, or not even in a bad light, but to show that things are happening that aren't necessarily happening. But that's not my fault, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And she is pushing me away, and, you know, she's made new friends now, and, you know, whatever. If that's what she wants to do, then that's what she wants to do. I'm not going to be like, oh, please be my friend. Yeah. I don't need any friends in here. I'm fine on my own. If I have to hang out in this bathroom for the next week until I get kicked out, then that's what I'll do. I mean, I'm really struggling with even wanting to stay here half the time. Half the time I'm loving it, but I can never work out why.
I think everyone feels like that, though. I don't think that's just with you. I think every single person here feels like that. The highs are massive, the lows are massive. The lows just want you to walk out through the door. And even though people may not have verbalised that, I think a lot of people have felt like that, probably 90% of the people in here. I mean, even Stevie said, like, if the food had carried on the way it was with the chickpeas, he would have walked. He said to me straight, I can't handle that. So I think even people that in here that you think are solid have got flaws. So I think that's just a natural thing, do you know what I mean? The intensity in you is, I've never experienced anything like it. Like I said to you, I've been to some crazy places, been in some crazy situations, nothing like this.
I think I just struggle to see the point in it sometimes. Like, I'm not somebody that came here to win. I'm not somebody who came here with a message. I'm not somebody who... I don't know why I'm here. I've had the experience. I've had it. And I don't really know what else I'm going to get out of it. I was having a better time before. It seems like my time is going downhill. Like, I was thrilled to have coffee and cigarettes earlier. But on the outside world, I can have that anytime I like.
I know.
And I feel... I'm lonely. I feel lonely.
I get days where I feel like that. There's days where if I hadn't have had Ben, you know, kicking around, I would have been, like, knackered. Really would have. Because I even felt like people were against, you know what I mean? When you feel almost like people are against you. You hear people whispering and talking, and you don't want to get paranoid, but it's obvious that, like, you know, certain people in you don't really connect with me that much. And you don't want to make a judgment on it, but that's just the reality of it. And then you know you've got a family there that love you, that want to be with you, and probably watching, think, you know, grieving, think, because they can hear the things that's being said, and it's not nice, you know what I mean?
It must actually be horrible for the people that love us.
Yeah,
because, you know, we can guarantee that all of us will have been bitched about by somebody.
Definitely.
And the bitching will be shown.
Yeah.
I know, if, you know, the people that have been bitching about me, my best friend and my wider group of friends will be sitting at home going, you fucking arsehole. You arsehole, you don't even know her. And, you know, I've given people reason to bitch about me, blah, 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 but I'm a nice person. And you know what annoys me is that people get pissy with me for kicking off all the time. I think I'm one of the fairest people in here, man. When I don't join in with gang mentality.
Yeah.
I don't pick on somebody with the rest of the group, and I've seen it happen loads of times here.
Yeah.
And I felt it a bit myself today. When they opened the garden for half an hour so we could go out and smoke again, like an hour ago or whatever, we go out into the garden, and they're all sitting there, Nathan, Josie, Kiva, Corinne, and Iffy. And we've all, I stood up to light my cigarette, and Josie asked a question, and I answered it. She looked at me, blatantly ignored me, and then turned her back at me, and it was like they closed a circle. And I was standing outside with my cigarette. There's nowhere for me to sit there. I was like, right, good. I'll just stand here and smoke then. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
but I've had so many days like that, yeah. Totally, so many days like that.
But I wouldn't do that to other people.
No, I know, and I wouldn't either. But I think that's what this whole thing's about, isn't it? To see those groups forming, to see that, like, almost like anger against people, and it's horrible, but that's the sort of thing they want to produce, isn't it?
The thing is, if you want to survive in this game, you've got to be part of that group. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be part of the group that aren't going to vote each other out, kind of thing, the core group. And I'm not going to sweat my bollocks off to be in that group. If they like me, they like me. If they don't like me, then I'm not going to work for it.
I don't think me and you are ever going to fit into that sort of, you know, it's just who we are, you know what I mean? I'm not made like that. It's not who I am.
It's just so weird, because I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but like in my group of friends, in my real life, like I'm kind of, if you can have a leader of a group of friends, I'm like one of the outgoing ones. I'm one of the gregarious ones. I'm one of the ones that organises all the things, and people ring me up and go, hey, Shabby, what's going on? Here, I feel like an absolute loser.
Yeah, I do as well. I feel exactly the same. Like, we minister to thousands and thousands of people. I've got hundreds of like close friends, literally. Like, I just threw up, you know, I had a little party before I came in here, and easily I just invited like 50 people. I had 50 really close friends to show up. I could have invited like 200, really could have. Like, people were offended because I didn't invite them, but I just wanted my close group of friends.
And that was 50.
Like 50 people in my house, all packed in there, you know, with all the music and everything, and you know, I lead those people. Do you know what I mean? They look to me for like guidance and wisdom, wherever, you know, what we do. I come in here and just feel like, and I knew it would be like that, because obviously, like, you know, the circle, we don't really bother with, like, you know, guys like this. You know what I mean? It's like like a group is pretty tight, so I knew I would feel a little bit like this.
But I'm just, you know, when they showed the video and then everyone was talking about it, I was like, well, I'm going to brush my teeth. Like, I'm just...
For me, it's just something past the day, and we just had a bit of fun, and then loved on him at the end of the day. He knows where we're at, you know what I mean? Just taking the mickey out of him, because who he is, really. Yeah. But there's no malice in it, but I find that some of the stuff that goes on has got real malice to it, you know? I don't like that.
But I don't know where it comes from or why it happens. I guess it's just what happens here. I just want to believe that these people aren't really like that in their day-to-day lives. It's just something about being here that's making them that way. Like, I was kind of upset with Kiva today when Ben threw the task, because she thought it was funny that he'd done so. I'm like, right, well, when the hat and tobacco thing happened, you didn't find that funny. It was like, give the fucking hat up, you selfish mare. Yeah. But he threw the task, and we didn't know that that wasn't going to lose us our shopping budget. We didn't know that, but it was fine. That was fine, it was hilarious. But it wouldn't have been fine if everyone had been eating chickpeas for the next week. No, of course. I don't like it. I feel dodgy. I feel really dodgy. You're just having a crap day. You may have a great day tomorrow. Yes, just I had a crap day yesterday, and I had a crap day. I had a crap week. I've just had a crap week. And had they let me leave when I asked to leave, I would have gone right there and then. But they talk and talk at you until you're second-guessing yourself. I was adamant for about 25 minutes in that diary room. I was like, no, I'm leaving. I don't want to be here. I want to leave. You can't stop me. I want to go. And I'm doing what you asked. I came to the diary room. I didn't escape over the back wall. I wanted to tell you my reasons. But then they were like, go and speak to John James, because he's been through this before. And I spoke to him, and he was like, don't do it. You'll regret it. But will I regret it? I don't know if I will, if I leave. I don't know if I'll regret it. You don't want to leave like that. You want to leave because the public wants you to leave, or, you know, the public has seen you're upset and they just want to get you out from you, whatever, you know. You don't want to leave like that. I'm not having a nice
funny
time,
thing is,
Dave.
I really believe you've got a bit of a following out there. I really do. And I thought Sunshine did as well. I couldn't believe that Sunshine, in some respects, was voted out, because I saw her the same as I see you. You know, I believe there'll be a whole bunch of people out there that love you. I mean, you've had all the shouts over the wall. Do you know what I mean?
I think Sunshine
I think
still
really,
did have those
people are really
people.
enjoying you being in here, you know, and I think if you leave, it'll be sad for them, but you've got to do what's right for you. I've heard people in here saying, oh, if you walk out, then you're a chicken, and you're this and you're that, and you've got no guts, and like all these people that wanted to get in here, they're not in here. They haven't got to put up with this every day. Do you know what I mean?